You're here and I'm queer and you've got me feeling emotions. You guys, I'm sure you've heard the latest doll buzz, but if not, let's reflect and allow me to introduce you to Mirror Me, a new fashion doll line where every character is inspired by feelings that shape us. You guys, I actually got invited to Mirror Me's launch event. And I cannot believe it. The invitation was very cloak and dagger. So I had no idea what to even expect. A completely new doll line though was definitely not my expectation. I was very nervous as this was my very first doll event, like ever, and the imposter syndrome was tenfold. I was like, should I even be here? I don't know what I'm doing. Do they know that I'm a customizer and take dolls apart? I was very anxious going into it. We were able to meet the creative team behind the dolls. From the concept artist, 3D sculptor, face-up and hair artist, fabrics and patterns, box artists, and also packaging. They all had their own stations and we were able to chat with them about the dolls, about their expertise, and I was really over the moon. I think as a doll artist, this was truly my favorite part of the event, aside from the dolls themselves, of course. I just felt so captivated seeing each artist be in the zone, and it really made me admire all the work that went into these dolls. And it was such a once-in-a-lifetime moment seeing so much doll artistry in one room. You can really feel the love and passion they have for these dolls, and it truly shows. We were then welcomed into a world fully immersed in different emotions through the foods, drinks, and environment. It was so moody and so vibey, and it was all immaculate. This is where the Mirror Me dolls made their official appearance. Each Mirror Me character embodies a different emotion to inspire and celebrate every feeling, every mood, and every version of themselves. Every time they introduced a new doll, the food, the drinks, and the setting would change to match, and it was all very cool. Also, I wish I brought my camera in there because we were able to film the dinner and the presentation, and you guys, my dinosaur phone was struggling. It was getting obsolete, if anything. It did not know where to focus, and most of my videos were pixelated the house. So I want to say thank you to Zombie Corn for letting me use these amazing footage. They also showed us each doll in their packaging, like the full-blown thing was presented to us one by one, and we were all gagging. It was really cool to be able to hold the doll in box and just like play around with it. I'm also looking forward to these dolls because they will be perfect canvases for customs and one-of-a-kind dolls. Of course, that's what I had in mind while I was there. I'm already thinking about how to customize them and so on. They're definitely giving BJD vibes through their overall proportions, articulation, and face-ups. And I am so thankful to MGA for inviting me to this magical event. I really did not expect all of this, so I'm really appreciative of their time and effort in creating such an unforgettable moment. I feel so humbled by the experience of seeing the dolls in person and meeting the creative team. It was like meeting the heart and soul of these dolls. And it was also very lovely to meet and connect with fellow dolleagues, you know, like doll colleagues. So that was also a very nice surprise. Oh, what could that be? Oh my god, I just got this huge package all the way from MGA. Look at this huge box. Oh, you guys can see. Look at that. It is heavy. The reflection of everything is just so satisfying. I'm actually really obsessed, so let's go ahead and get these dolls out. And now may I present the Mirror Me dolls here at the House of Hextian. Hey! Look at that. Let's reflect on that. Look at them. Oh my god. Thank you so much to MGA and Mirror Me for sending me the dolls. They are so freaking fabulous and beautiful. Step into a world where emotions become identity and music becomes storytelling. Every character reflects a feeling you already know. Look at this amazing card. And of course, each art for the dolls is by the amazing Darko Dark. And I really love the infusion of doll photography and also like stylized fashion illustration on top of that. I thought that was really cool. The dolls have nylon hair that has a beautiful color blend and styling. I believe they have multiple face sculpts, though it may only be subtle changes here and there, like maybe the eye shape. They have unique inset eyes with inserted lashes, 15 points of articulation with the thigh swivel. They all have a delicate hand sculpt with molded nails, which you guys know I really love. Like, it's just so elegant, and they have fingernails, like really nice fingernails. I'm obsessed. And overall, they have a beautiful aesthetic that really gives them a BJD vibe. As you can see, we have 6 dolls, so let's do a little bit of introduction. Starting with the electric Blaze Max. She's tough, outspoken, and brave. Her rockstar energy amps up her friends and fans, and she's fiercely loyal and will always have your back. This doll is so impressive with all the accessories, the real knit sweater, the pleather skirt and chains, just lots of textiles and materials onto this doll. She's very cool, and I love her hair and face up. Red and black is of course my go-to favorite combination. combination, and Blaze Max is really fired up. Let's show some love for Amora Valentina. When she's not crushing, she is gushing about her love for her friends. She has the biggest heart and always sees the good in people. She loves anything Paris and chocolate. And I'm very, how do you say, similar to Miss Amora.
Why do you say how do you say before words you clearly know how to say?
She's actually very gyaru-coded for me. Obviously it's because of her hair and also her face up, and I feel like if you just restyle her clothes, she will be walking Harajuku in an instant. I really do love her hair, the corset, and also the shoes, and she does have the clear lower legs with the hearts inside because she's filled with love. And yes, they do shake and rattle. The dreamy Luna Sky may have her head in the clouds, but that's only so she can whisper to the moon. She's full of whimsical ideas, always dream journaling, and perfecting her nighttime skincare routine. I wish I can relate. Unlike her, I am doom scrolling till I fall asleep. I really love her overall color scheme, especially the iridescent elements. She also has cloud-like vitiligo all over her body. It's giving fairy, it's giving pixie, it's giving magic, it's giving fantasy. You know, I love it. Let's get cozy with Akiko Kitayama. She adores all things comfy and cozy, whether she's planning the perfect chill day or giving a big warm hug. She knows how to make everyone feel right at home. She's so kawaii and I love her neko paws. And they're very soft and fluffy. I also love her brunette hair with subtle hints of lavender. I think it really fits with her overall color story. I do wish she has neko or cat ears to top it off, but she is very adorable. The sheepish Shy Meadows is sweet, quiet, and gentle. Shy may not always say what's on her mind, but her kindness and creativity speaks for itself. She can make her friends with a smile without saying a peep. This doll has truly surprised me. Her hair, her face, her outfit, her Mary Jane hoofed heels, everything about her is so sheep-like, and I'm obsessed. I love her freckles, and this doll is really on top for me, which I'm actually very surprised myself since she's so opposite of what I tend to gravitate towards. Like, there's no black, there's no goth, it's not vampy. Like, what is happening to me? All of the layered lace, all of the fluffiness, all of the fur details, I think it's getting to me. Something is happening. Let's handle Suki Gold Petal with care because she is fragile. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm telling you, handle with care, handle with care. Soft-spoken and sensitive, she feels everything deeply. She might appear delicate, but she dances like nobody's watching. When she embraces who she is, she shines like gold. Suki really had my jaws on the floor. I've always loved blue and white porcelain vases and design. My grandmother used to collect them, so I truly resonate with Suki. Her design also incorporates the Japanese art of kintsugi, which is repairing broken objects with gold lacquer. She's so elegant, and I also love the subtle bunny details in her design. From the bunny onigiri and the bunny hair accessory, I am obsessed. I'm obsessed with bunnies. And coincidentally, I have a pair of blue and white bunny shakers I got from Salem. Look at these. Look, they're perfect. They're so apropos for Suki, and I think I'll need to display them all together from now on. I'm sure it's obvious that Suki Gold Petal is my favorite. I do want to share some notes about the dolls now that I've had a more tactile experience with them. These may not be significant for most collectors, but when I buy dolls, it's usually for the sake of using them as canvases for my art. There's some dolls that are easier to work with and some that are harder. Again, aesthetically, these dolls have so much potential with customizing since they do blur the lines of playline fashion dolls and BJD aesthetics. The hands are quite interesting, and I think these are new to dolls in general nowadays. They have a really soft hand, not the typical plastic doll hands that's more stiff. Look, it's very, very like squishy almost. It's very malleable, I guess. So it's very interesting, but it is very, very beautiful. I really love the pose and the fingernails. You guys know that. I'm only concerned because coming from a customizing point of view, if I was to paint over or change the skin color of the hands, cracking would be guaranteed. Whether it's paint, whether it's pastels, when you seal that with Mr. Super Clear, it will crack. Also, it kind of gave me a hard time putting back Akiko Kitayama's neko paws because the hands would literally fold inside. So I think making it a little bit stiffer might be better in the future. I may need to stiffen it somehow if I need to change the color of it when I'm customizing it because I am in love with these hands. I will make it work. We're gonna make it work. The dolls do pose really well, and the hidden double articulation of the knee is really outstanding. Like, that is beautifully made. It is so seamless almost when it is put together. I do wish they added the double articulation for the elbows as well, because trying to make them touch their face or their waist is impossible. They can't really go to the waistline like right here. They can do the hip. you know, in terms of like posing, they cannot reach their face. Like that is how far they can go. Face touching, you can't even like force it really. And I feel like those are very, I mean, at least for me, those are important poses. So having the double articulation for the elbows would have been really cool. I think that would really elevate the dolls and help them be more expressive. I mean, like this, boom. You guys know my go-to poses. Also, I'd be delicate on the lower legs for Amora, for Akiko, and also for Shy, since they have the airbrushed gradient effect. They do feel secured and sealed, but I'd still be careful with handling them. The dolls do have pierced ears, and I wish they came with earrings, maybe instead of the foods, but I understand it's to help build their characters and stories. I love a good earring. I feel like it just adds to the fantasy and to the drama. And no, they do not come with stands, and I hope that they do in the future. Their blister packaging was designed to be recycled and to help with displaying them like on your shelves. It does depend on the doll, it does depend on the surface, but some dolls, that would be a bit more difficult. So this against the wall or on top of the shelf would probably be the best way to display them while reusing a doll packaging. Each doll has a very specific and unique blister that matches them, so I think that is incredible. I mean, look at that. It does look really, really good. It is a perfect backdrop for them. I think that's pretty much it with my personal takes on these dolls. And I'm overall very excited for everyone behind these dolls. You can really tell how much passion and love they infused with the creation of Mirror Me, and I cannot wait to see more from them. Let me know who's your favorite doll. What do you guys think of this new line? What emotions are you drawn into? Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys missed it, please check out my latest custom doll video. I'll have it linked in the iCard and also down below. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one.